You wake up in the middle of the night. The world is quiet, but inside you, there's a war. Your heart races, your breath feels short, and your mind whispers, something's wrong. You try to reason, to remember something real that justifies this urgency, but there's nothing, and yet the feeling is irresistibly real. This is anxiety, an invisible presence that refuses to leave you alone. It wants to protect you, but in the worst possible way. And what does it hide? An ancient secret. Or it believes that without it, you wouldn't be alive. Anxiety isn't an enemy. It's a lost guardian. It's that voice inside you that learned that suffering is a form of safety. When you were a child and felt in danger, physically or emotionally, anxiety appeared as a response. It said, "I'll stand guard for you." And it did. Only it never received the news that the danger had passed. Now, as an adult, it still stands at the door of your heart, protecting you from monsters that no longer exist. As the chosen one of the living God, you were designed to live in peace. But your body and brain confuse vigilance with security. Your heart races, your stomach tightens, and your body believes fear is the only way to stay afloat. Your mind doesn't understand that being alive is not the same as being alert. Modern anxiety is the echo of a biological code. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors depended on it for survival. Hearing a sound in the forest, the body reacted before the mind. Running could mean living, but today, predators have changed. They have no teeth or claws. They take the form of debts, deadlines, rejection, guilt, and Wi-Fi outages. And your brain, confused, still reacts as if it needs to flee from a tiger. The system hasn't been updated, but the deepest secret of anxiety isn't that it wants to protect you, it's that it's afraid of disappearing. It fears that if it leaves the scene, you won't know how to live. So it creates noise, accelerates your heart rate, steals your sleep, all to remain relevant. Your fear, paradoxically, is the way it found to continue existing. What seems like destruction is actually attachment. Your anxiety believes it's serving a noble purpose. It screams because it wants to save you. Therefore, fighting it is futile. You'd be warring with the part of yourself that wants to protect you. The way forward isn't confrontation. It's listening. Start by noticing the pattern. When anxiety arrives, what does it try to prevent? Failure? Abandonment? Rejection? These responses are the map it uses to navigate. You don't eliminate anxiety. You reorient it. You teach it that growth isn't dangerous, that being at peace isn't being vulnerable. As chosen of the living God, you've been given something anxiety doesn't know: the ability to choose faith over control. Faith is the opposite of fear, because while fear needs reassurance, faith thrives on trust. Let's understand the secret pact you've made with your anxiety, and why it believes letting you rest would mean breaking a promise made many years ago. You may never have said it out loud, but your anxiety knows. It's there every time you think about resting, and a short but sharp thought invades. You can't. Every time you feel like pausing, a voice appears saying, you should be doing something. And even when your body is physically still, your mind is in war training, as if something terrible is about to happen. But what if I told you that this reaction isn't just a habit? That deep down, somewhere silent in your soul, there's a secret pact between you and anxiety, an unwritten agreement, signed without words, where you promised you would never let your guard down in exchange for survival. Yes, maybe it was in childhood. It could have been a trauma, a scene no one saw, a fear you couldn't name. It was at that moment that something inside you concluded, if I stay alert, I'll be safe. And that's where anxiety's hidden pact is born. This kind of pact has an internal logic that's hard to break. Your brain has learned. Alert. This. Me. Avoid pain. Predict. Control. Not suffer. And what anxiety wants, above all, is for you to no longer suffer. That's why it wakes up before you, sleeps after you, and never takes a break. It monitors every word you say, every message you receive, every silence that feels like rejection. It works tirelessly to ensure that nothing escapes, nothing fails, nothing breaks you. But here is the paradox. Anxiety, which was created to protect you, is the one that hurts you the most, because it never trusts. It doesn't believe you can face what you can't control. And that's the lie you feed yourself every day, that without it, everything falls apart. As the chosen one of the living God, you were created in the image of the one who is pure trust, not desperate control. Wrong. You went cold to sleep with one eye open, but anxiety, with its ancient stubbornness, still convinces you that restless vigilance is the price of safety. Observe the cycle. Observe when something goes wrong. Anxiety uses it as proof. See? It's because you let your guard down. But when everything goes right, it never lets go. Because success for it isn't relief. It's just a break between the next problems. And so, your mind never relaxes. You're constantly trying to anticipate everything. People's reactions, possibilities for error, technical glitches, judgments, forgetfulness. mistakes you don't anticipate because you're organized. You anticipate out of fear. This is the Pact saying, if I anticipate, I protect myself. But this Pact was created by a version of you that no longer exists. That part of you that made the deal with fear didn't know what it knows today. It didn't have the strength you have today. It didn't know God as you know today. So it's time to renegotiate, not with war, but with truth. Reach out to your anxiety and say, I need to thank you. Thank you for being with me all these years. Thank you for trying to defend me. But I've grown. Today, I can protect myself with peace. Today, I can call what I have trust. Anxiety doesn't dissolve with rejection. It dissolves with renewal. You no longer need that contract. It was useful, but now it's expired. 1. Take a piece of paper and write, my pact with anxiety. 2. List the situations where you feel like you're trying to prevent everything. 3. Next to it, write, today, I choose to replace control with, this could be, trust, presence, courage, surrender, faith, no heart. 4. Read it aloud. There's no power in the text. There's power in the decision to start over. Well, reveal the biological basis of anxiety, why your body reacts before your mind, and how you can regain a sense of security, even without guarantee. Have you ever felt your heart racing for no reason? A tightness in your chest, sweaty palms, and a sense of danger, even though you're in a safe place. Your mind tries to calm you down, to tell you everything's okay, but your body disagrees. It's at war, and you are the battlefield. This happens because anxiety isn't just a mental state, it's a biological state of alert. Your brain and body are programmed to survive, and sometimes that programming goes haywire. The anxious body acts like a broken alarm system. It goes off at any time, with or without reason. This state of hypervigilance has deep evolutionary roots. When our ancestors saw a tiger, the brain triggered a surge of adrenaline and cortisol to prepare the body to fight or flee. The danger was physical, real, and immediate. Today, the tiger is an email from the boss, an overdue bill, or social rejection. The body reacts the same way, but there's nowhere to run. This fight or flight response, when constantly activated, wears down the organism. You live in a state of near panic, always expecting the worst. As the chosen one of the living God, you were not created to live in this state of perpetual tension. Your biology, designed for peace, is hijacked by fear. But why does the body react before the mind? Because the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for fear, is faster than the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for reason. Before you can think him safe, your body has already screamed danger. This is why trying to think positively during an anxiety attack often doesn't work. Your body isn't listening to reason. It's listening to fear. The key to regaining safety isn't controlling the body, but retraining it. You need to show your nervous system that the danger has passed. This isn't done with words, but with sensations, deep breathing, gentle movement, contact with nature. All of these send safety signals to the primal brain. When you breathe slowly, you're telling your body, if there were a tiger here, I wouldn't be breathing like this, so I must be safe. Another powerful tool is grounding. When anxiety pulls you toward a catastrophic future, your body needs to be brought back to the present. Feel your feet on the ground. Touch a texture. Listen to the sounds around you. The present is the only place where true safety exists. The future is uncertain, and the past is gone. Only the now is safe. You can also use faith as a biological anchor. When you trust in God, you release the need for control. Genuine surrender calms the nervous system because it removes the burden of having to figure everything out on your own. Knowing that you are loved and cared for by something greater than yourself is not just a spiritual belief, it's a biological sedative. Recovering a sense of security without external guarantees is an act of courage. It's telling your body, I don't know what's going to happen, but I trust it'll be okay. It's exchanging the need for control for the certainty of faith. Let's go explore how anxiety disguises itself as productivity and perfectionism, keeping you busy to avoid feeling empty. Prepare to unmask functional anxiety and discover true rest. Anxiety is cunning. When it can't paralyze you, it accelerates you. You don't run from fear. You overcome it with speed. A packed schedule, empty inboxes, endless lists, and yet a throbbing emptiness beneath. It's movement without rest. You work to avoid feeling. The mind says productivity. The body whispers escape. There are common forms of this mask. The task hoarder feels guilty when they're not busy. They confuse fatigue with failure. The functional perfectionist rewrites, revises, and redoses, not out of excellence, but out of fear of judgment. The on-call hero solves everything for everyone, and at night resents that no one cares for them. There are also those who live in preparation mode, tidying the house, organizing files, clearing the desk, everything except the task that really matters. Signs that doing has become an escape. You can't tolerate silence. You feel relief only when you finish, and the relief lasts seconds. Simple ideas become complex projects to do right. Rest generates irritation. I haven't earned it yet. The body complains tension in the trapezius, or in constipation, insomnia. Anxiety has learned to feed on your effort. As chosen by the living God, you are called to bear fruit, not to consume yourself. Fruit is the consequence of deep roots. Anxious effort is a tree with a large crown and thin roots. The point is not to do less, but to do from a different place. Practice is to remove the mask. 1. Doing traffic light. Green. I do it because it aligns with my vision and energizes. Yellow. I do it, but with a time limit. Red. And I won't do it today. I delegate, delete it, or postpone with a date. Every item should be colored. An anxious person treats everything as green. 2. 90-second micro break. 3 times a day. Set a discreet alarm. Stop. Exhale it deeply. Relax your shoulders. Feel your feet. It's too short to disturb, long enough to signal safety to the nervous system. 3. White block in the planner. Set aside 30-60 minutes a day without tasks. It's an antidote to the fear of emptiness. At first, guilt will set in. Stay, just presence and breathing. Rest is practice. 4. Truth checklist. Before accepting a new request, answer: A. Does this bring me closer to my priority? B. What hidden costs? Sleep, family, health, spirituality. C. What can I not do to make space? If there's no honest answer, it's an escape. 5-3-3 rule. 3 real priorities for the day. 3 minimal maintenance tasks. 3 things that nourish. Water, movement, prayer. The rest is noise. Identity reconfiguration. Value delivery. You are valuable before performance. Rest doesn't hinder the mission. It sustains the mission. In faith, rest is obedience. Those who trust can stop. Your body needs to learn in practice that the world keeps turning when you are silent. For many, anxious productivity was born from scenarios where love was a reward for usefulness. Today, updating this script is an act of courage. I produce from peace, not to deserve it. Write and read it aloud before starting the day. The system learns through embodied repetition. When doing ceases to be an escape, quality improves and anxiety loses fuel. You begin to choose projects that expand. Say no without drama and find joy in breaks. The fruit has flavor again. Let's tap the engine of anxiety. Internal language. How words trigger alarm bells, and how to replace them with phrases that soothe without denying reality. If your mind were a radio station, what would it be playing right now? For most of us, the soundtrack of anxiety is a loop of what ifs and it won't work. It's a relentless, critical voice that turns small missteps into catastrophes and uncertainties into certainties of disaster. This is the invisible engine of fear, the internal language we use to narrate our lives. As the chosen of the living God, you were created to hear the voice of truth, but anxiety distorts that frequency, replacing promises with panic. It uses words that inflame the nervous system. Always, never, should, have to. These are the inner critic's favorite weapons. I always screw up. This will never change. Should be stronger. I have to handle it. Each sentence is a small dose of poison that keeps the body on high alert. Anxious language is absolute, catastrophic, and punitive. It leaves no room for error, learning, or grace. It transforms possibilities into negative certainties. If I don't get this job, my life is over, catastrophizing. It ignores evidence of success and focuses only on what's missing. I did 9 things right, but I got 1 wrong. So, I'm a failure, negative filter. But what if we could change the season? What if we could rewrite the internal script? The key is not to deny reality with forced positive thinking, which the anxious brain immediately rejects, but to use realistic and compassionate language. Instead of "this is a disaster," try "this is hard, but I can handle it." Instead of "I'm a failure," try "I made a mistake and I can learn from it." Compassionate language acknowledges the pain without escalating the drama. It validates the emotion without becoming hostage to it. I'm feeling anxious right now, and it's uncomfortable, but it's not dangerous. It will pass. Practices for changing internal language. 1. Identify the critic. Name the anxious voice. The alarmist. Miss perfection. This creates distance between you and the thought. When it starts talking, say, "Oh, here comes the alarmist again." 2. To question certainty. When a catastrophic thought arises, ask, "Is this 100% true? Do I have proof of this? What's the other possibility?" Anxiety hates questions. It prefers certainty, even if it's negative. 3. Use the word "yet." Transform "I can't" into "I can't yet." This opens space for growth and hope. 4. Talk to yourself like you would a friend. Would you tell a dear friend they're a failure for making a mistake? Probably not. Offer yourself the same kindness you offer others. 5. Anchor yourself in truth, as chosen by the living God. Remember who you are. Replace "I am inadequate" with "I am loved and capable." Use affirmations based on your true identity, not your fears. Changing your inner language takes time and practice. It's like learning a new language. At first, it feels strange and forced, but with consistency, the new voice begins to become natural. And when the inner voice changes, the body relaxes, the mind clears, and anxiety loses its megaphone. Now let's explore how anxiety infiltrates relationships, creating dependency, fear of abandonment, and the constant need to please. Prepare to discover how to build secure connections without losing yourself. Have you ever found yourself saying yes when you meant no, just to avoid conflict? Have you cancelled plans to help someone, even when exhausted, for fear of being judged? Have you apologized for things that weren't even your fault, hoping to keep the peace? This isn't kindness. It's anxiety disguised as love. Anxiety doesn't just manifest itself. It invades your relationships, creating patterns of dependency, fear of abandonment, and an overwhelming need to please, even at the cost of your very identity. The fear of abandonment is one of the deepest triggers of anxiety. It whispers, if you don't do what they want, they'll leave. You're not enough on your own. This belief, often planted in childhood, turns relationships into glass prisons. You see the way out, but don't allow yourself to use it for fear the door will close forever. You give more than you receive. Tolerate what you shouldn't. And forget that healthy relationships don't require you to devalue yourself. Anxiety makes you believe your worth lies in usefulness. If unuseful, ill-beloved. This logic is the root of anxious self-pleasing. You become a savior who doesn't need saving. You solve other people's problems, but ignore your own. You give thanks for things that don't deserve thanks. You say it's okay when everything is far from okay. And in the end, you feel empty, with no right to complain after all. You chose to be the person everyone wants you to be, as the chosen one of the living God. You were called to relationships that honor your dignity, not to enslave your identity. True connection is not built on the fear of loss, but on the security of being who you are. Healthy relationships have clear boundaries, not silent demands. They allow you to say no without fear, because your value doesn't depend on your availability to others. Anxiety, however, hates boundaries. It sees every no as a threat to your security. So you put off setting them, believing that if you're kinder, more patient, more understanding, everything will work out. But kindness without boundaries is self-sabotage. You're not weak for protecting yourself. You're wise for knowing that relationships without respect drain your strength. What to do when anxiety dominates your relationships. 1. Recognize it the pattern. Notice when you act out of fear rather than choice. Do you agree to something for fear of rejection? Do you apologize for something you didn't do? Write these moments down. Awareness is the first step to change. 2. Practice the small no. No. Start with simple things. No. I can't help today. No. I don't want to go. Say it quietly but firmly. Anxiety will react, but your body will learn that the world doesn't end when you set a limit. 3. Solution instead of blame. If someone reacts badly to your no, don't make excuses. I understand you're disappointed, but I need to honor my boundary. Healthy relationships respect the other person's need to protect themselves. 4. Stop guessing. Relationship anxiety arises when you try to guess what the other person wants and act to make it right. This is exhausting and impossible. Instead, ask, what do you need? And listen without judgment. 5. Cultivate relationships that reinforce you. Healthy relationships don't make you doubt yourself. They remind you of who you are, even when you forget. As the chosen one of the living God, you deserve connections that reinforce you, not drain you. Relationship anxiety isn't a flaw. It's an outdated warning system. Learn it in moments of vulnerability. You no longer need to be saved. You already are. Your security doesn't depend on pleasing others, but on knowing your own worth. Let's explore how anxiety disguises itself as spirituality, transforming the search for peace into a journey of self-condemnation. Prepare to discover that true peace is not achieved with perfection, but with grace. Have you ever noticed how anxiety blocks your mind when you need an idea most? In that moment when the screen is blank, be it a document page, a project board, or your cell phone screen, anxiety whispers, if it's not perfect, it's not worth it. If you fail, you'll be humiliated. Better not try. Suddenly, the creative impulse disappears, and you find yourself stuck, trapped between the desire to produce and the fear of failure. This isn't a common creativity block. It's anxiety creeping in like an internal censor, transforming the freedom to create into a prison of expectations. It doesn't want you to invent something new. It wants you to keep thinking you're not good enough. But the truth, chosen by the living God, is that creativity is one of the most powerful antidotes to anxiety. When you allow ideas to flow, you train your mind to feel curiosity instead of catastrophe. Every draft, every sketch, every failed attempt is a step out of prison. It's proof that you're still alive, still willing to take risks. The science behind creative flow neuroscientifically. The act of creating activates the brain's reward system, in a healthy way. When your mind focuses on generating ideas, it releases dopamine in neurological pathways linked to pleasure and discovery, instead of activating the APA, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which generates cortisol and fear. In other words, creating regularly trains your brain to seek positive experiences instead of alarm cycles. But how can you overcome the fear of the blank page? How can you reclaim the natural state of those who play and invent without restrictions? Tool 1. 5% rough. Instead of searching for the best idea, commit to 5% of your ideal project. If you want to write a one-word article, start with 50 loose, unstructured words. If you want to paint a picture, make just 5 unconnected brushstrokes. If you want to record a video, film a 30-second take without a script. The goal isn't quality, it's movement. The brain hates not starting. It loves completing what it starts. Tool 2. Creative constraint anxiety thrives on infinite possibilities. What do I do first? The paralyzing question. Impose a constraint. Limit yourself to 3 colors, 3 words, 3 minutes of brainstorming, or 3 drafts. Constraints trigger unexpected solutions. Who knew Van Gogh painted yellow sunflowers using only a 5-color palette? Limiting yourself paves the way for innovation. Tool 3. Idea dialogue. Choose a random topic or a real problem. Ask out loud, how can I solve X using only Y? For example, how can I improve my home office using only objects I already have? Let your mind play with absurd combinations. Write or record everything without judgment. This dialogue expands your repertoire and shows anxiety that you don't need permission to imagine. Tool 4. Creative microsprints 3 times a day. Dedicate 10 minutes exclusively to a creative task. Doodling, writing, composing a simple melody, redesigning your mental logo. What matters is rhythm and repetition. Regularity builds confidence. You realize that something always comes out, even if it's small. It's the practice of persistence, and anxiety loses its fear bomb when it realizes its alarms are false. Tool 5. Ugly sharing. Choose a sketch, a half-finished paragraph, a design draft, something with clear flaws, and share it with someone in your inner circle. Chapter 7. Ask for feedback. What works here? What seems confusing? Allowing yourself to be seen as incomplete is a direct hit against the perfectionist arrogance of anxiety. You discover that the other person sees value, and that imperfection is human, not a reason for rejection. Tool 6. Co-creation anxiety fears collaboration because sharing ideas exposes weaknesses. Find a creative partner. Talk about your project. Exchange suggestions. Agree on a joint challenge. Two brains reduce the burden of judgment and multiply possibilities. Synergy breaks the isolation exerted by your anxious mind. Real-life stories. When creativity saved the day, an advertising executive who suffered from mind-bending panic at work created an idea map with cut-out photos on a wall. His anxiety disappeared by making the process visual and tangible. A software engineer, hampered by fear of making mistakes, wrote useless code that wouldn't run. These experiments revealed bug patterns and became the basis for her testing method. A writer who avoided new short stories met every morning with a colleague for improvised 5-word exercises. Mutual accountability became fuel and unlocked an entire book. The moment you realize that creating, even with mistakes, is more revealing than expecting perfection, the chains of anxiety loosen. The anxious mind runs out of ammunition because there are no longer great expectations to fear. There is only the joy of experimentation, of discovery, and of in doing something no one else has done exactly this way. As the chosen one of the living God, you have a divine spark of creativity that reflects the creative act of the universe itself. Allow yourself to create from this essence, not against your will. Creativity is your right, your gift, and your tool for liberation. Comment flow if you're ready to embrace the right to create without fear. Like this video to spread creative confidence. Subscribe and activate the bell. In the next chapter, unravel how anxiety relates to your vision of the future and how to align your goals without feeding the cycle of fear. Have you ever had a dream so big that, instead of inspiring you, it left you paralyzed? The vision of where you want to go can be so intimidating that anxiety takes over, whispering, "It's too far, it's too hard, you'll never make it." Suddenly, the future that should be a source of hope becomes a source of panic. You begin to doubt yourself, procrastinate, and seek distractions to avoid facing the enormity of what you desire. As the chosen one of the living God, you are called to dream big, to envision a future full of purpose and meaning. But anxiety distorts this vision, turning it into an unbearable burden. It makes you focus only on the chasm between where you are and where you want to be, ignoring the steps that can get you there. It convinces you that you need to have everything planned, everything guaranteed, before you even begin. Anxiety about the future, often called anticipatory anxiety, is fueled by the need for control. You want to be sure that everything will work out, that there will be no setbacks, that the path will be linear and predictable. But life doesn't work that way. Uncertainty is inevitable, and trying to eliminate it is a losing battle that only creates more anxiety. The secret to dreaming without paralysis is not to diminish your dream, but to change the way you relate to them. It's to replace obsession with the end result with passion for the process. It's to understand that the future is built in the present, one small step at a time. The all-or-nothing trap anxiety loves the all-or-nothing mindset. Either you achieve your goal perfectly, or you're a complete failure. There's no middle ground, no room for learning, no grace for mistakes. This mindset creates unsustainable pressure, leading to procrastination and self-sabotage. To break this cycle, you need to adopt an incremental progress mentality. Instead of focusing solely on the end goal, celebrate each small victory along the way. Recognize that every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your dream. Progress doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be steady. Tool 1. Goal breakdown anxiety thrives on large, vague tasks. Write a book, start a business, change careers. These goals can seem impossible when viewed as a whole. The solution is to break them down into smaller, manageable chunks. Instead of write a book, today's goal might be write 500 words or outline a chapter. Instead of start a business, this week's goal might be research the market or register a website domain. By focusing on the next immediate step, you reduce overwhelm and make action possible. To visualize the process, not just the outcome. Often, we visualize only the moment of victory, the prize we've received, the successful business, the ideal life. While this can be motivating, it can also increase anxiety if the path seems too long. Go. Try to visualize the process. You working daily, overcoming challenges, learning from mistakes, persisting even when difficult. This prepares your mind for the reality of the journey and strengthens your resilience. Tool 3. The reverse. What if? Question anxiety loves to ask. What if everything goes wrong? Reverse this question. What if everything goes right? What if I'm able to handle the challenges? What if I learn something valuable, even if I don't reach the final goal? Train your mind to consider positive and realistic scenarios, not just catastrophic ones. Tool 4. Focus on control. Identify what is within your control and what is not. You can't control the market, the economy, other people's reactions, or life's unexpected events, but you can control your effort, your preparation, your attitude, and your response to challenges. Direct your energy toward what you can influence and practice acceptance of the rest. Tool 5. The practice of flexibility. Have a plan, but be willing to adapt it. Rigidity fuels anxiety. When things don't go as expected, flexibility allows you to adjust your route, learn from experiences, and find new paths to your goals. Remember that many paths can lead to the same destination. Connecting with the higher purposes chosen by the living God. Remember that your vision for the future isn't just about you. It's about how you can use your gifts and talents to serve others, to make a difference in the world, to fulfill the purpose for which you were created. When you connect your dreams to a higher purpose, anxiety diminishes as the focus shifts from succeeding to being useful. Trust in God is also a powerful antidote to anxiety about the future, knowing that you are not alone on the journey, that there is a greater power guiding your steps and watching over you, brings a peace that surpasses all understanding. You can do your part and trust the outcome to Him. Dreaming without paralysis is an act of faith and courage. It's believing that the future can be good, even if it's not exactly as you planned. Taking the first step, even when afraid, trusting that the path will open as you walk. Now we will consolidate everything we've learned into an anxiety liberation manifesto. Prepare to seal your commitment to a life of peace, purpose, and courageous action. We have reached the apex of our journey, chosen of the living God. You didn't just read words. You walked a path of self-recognition, facing the shadows of anxiety that, for so long, tried to dictate the rules of your life. We have unmasked the disoriented guardian, broken the hidden pact, removed the mask of frenetic productivity, rewritten the internal language of fear, silenced the relentless critic, untied the knots of the need to please, rediscovered faith beyond anguish, and learned to dream without the paralysis of the future. Now, faced with all this, you are ready for the final act, the reclaiming of your sovereignty. This chapter is not just a closing, it is a portal. It is the moment when all knowledge transforms into lived wisdom, where theory becomes a daily practice of freedom. You are no longer fighting anxiety as if it were an external demon. You are taking the throne of your own inner kingdom, ruling with compassion, firmness, and the authority given to you as a child of the Most High. Anxiety, in its distorted essence, tried to convince you that you were small, fragile, and incapable of dealing with life without its constant vigilance. It has held you hostage to what-ifs, trapped you in cycles of self-sabotage, and isolated you in bubbles of fear. But the truth, chosen one, is that you were created for freedom, not slavery to fear. Your heritage is peace, not panic. Your identity is strength, not fragility. Sovereignty over the body. The enemy has tried to use your own body against you, transforming natural sensations into alarms of catastrophe. A racing heart has become a sign of a heart attack. Muscle tension has become proof of imminent danger. Your first declaration of sovereignty is over your physical temple. Action of sovereignty. Ding. When your body screams, you will not panic. You will respond with the authority of one who knows your own biology and spirit. Body, I hear you. I am here. Breathe. You will use breath, movement, and touch to anchor safety, not to fuel chaos. You declare that your body is an instrument of purpose, not fear. Sovereignty over the mind. The anxious mind is a factory of catastrophic scenarios, a court where you are always a defendant and guilty. It has tried to hijack your narrative, rewriting your story with shades of failure and danger. Its second declaration of sovereignty is over the territory of your thoughts. Sovereignty action. You will no longer accept every thought as absolute truth. You will become the watchful guardian of the gates of your mind, questioning, challenging, and replacing lies with truth. Does this thought serve me? Does it come from fear or love? Does it align with who I am in God? You declare that your mind is a place of creation and peace, not torture. Sovereignty over time anxiety has robbed you of the present, constantly throwing you into an uncertain future or trapping you in a past of regrets. It has made you run in place, busy but empty. Your third declaration of sovereignty is over your most precious resource, the now. Action of sovereignty. Move back to reality. You claim the present moment as the only place where life truly happens. You choose the conscious pause, the necessary no, the restorative rest. You will not allow the rush of fear to dictate the rhythm of your soul. You declare that your time belongs to you and your purpose, not to the frenetic demands of anxiety. Sovereignty over relationships, the fear of rejection, and the need to please have made you shrink to fit into spaces that weren't yours. You sacrificed your voice to maintain a false peace. Your fourth declaration of sovereignty is about how you connect with others. Action of sovereignty. You will relate to others from your integrity, not your neediness. You will establish healthy boundaries as acts of self-love and mutual respect. You will not seek validation from others that can only come from within and above. You declare that your relationships will be sources of genuine exchange, not emotional drain. Spiritual sovereignty. Anxiety has even attempted to taint your connection with the divine, transforming faith into fear of punishment and grace into an unattainable meritocracy. Your fifth and most important declaration of sovereignty is about your spiritual alliance. Action of sovereignty. Worse, you reject the image of a tormentor god and embrace the truth of a loving Father. Your spirituality will be based on trust, not fear. You will seek the divine presence not to soothe anxiety like a magic remedy, but to anchor yourself to the rock that cannot be shaken. You declare that your soul is safe in the hands of the one who chose you. True freedom is not the absence of anxiety, but integration. It is when all parts of you, the courageous and the fearful, the strong and the vulnerable, sit at the same table under your conscious leadership. You no longer need to expel the anxious part. You welcome it, calm it, and retrain it. You become the loving parent of your own frightened inner child. In this state of integration, anxiety loses its destructive power and becomes merely a warning light. It may turn on a yellow light on the dashboard, but it is no longer allowed to take the wheel. You, the chosen one of the living God, are the one driving, and your direction is clear. Life in abundance, peace that surpasses understanding, purpose that transcends fear, the manifesto of the unbreakable chosen one, read it aloud. Feel each word resonate in your cells. Make this commitment with your soul, the chosen one of the living God. Claim my sovereignty today. Recognize anxiety not as my master, but as a messenger in need of guidance. Withdraw from it the authority to dictate my choices, my worth, and my future. Declare that my body is a temple of peace. My mind is a garden of truth, and my time is sacred ground. Choose the courage to be imperfect, the strength to be vulnerable, and the wisdom to trust what I cannot control. My security comes not from the absence of storms, but from the certainty of the one who is in the boat with me. I am free. I am loved. I am sovereign over myself. And so it is. And so it will be. Chosen one of the living God. The journey does not end with this endpoint. It begins anew with each dawn, with each challenge, with each moment fear tries to knock on your door again. But now, you hold the keys, you have the authority. This is the moment to seal your transformation before the universe and this community. Don't let this be just another video you watch. Make it the milestone of your turning point. 1. Comment I am sovereign right now. Don't hesitate. Move. Type these 3 words with the strength of someone breaking chains. Let this comment be your battle cry, your public declaration that the reign of fear is over. By writing, you engrave this truth in your mind and inspire others to do the same. 2. Crush the like with the force of your decision. This like isn't vanity. It's ammunition in the war against collective fear. Each like tells the algorithm that truth sets you free, that hope is real, that there is a way out of the maze. Do your part to help this message reach those still trapped in the darkness of anxiety. 3. Subscribe and activate the freedom bell. Don't be a casual visitor to the land of your own healing. Become a resident. Sign up to secure your place in this community and chosen ones who seek the truth. Activate the bell to be constantly reminded of who you are, especially on days when the world tries to make you forget. 4. Be a beacon. Share with 3 people. You know someone who is drowning in worry right now. Someone who desperately needs to know they are not broken, just disoriented. Don't keep this key to yourself. Send this video. Be the instrument of liberation in someone's life today. You are no longer a slave to fear. You are the sovereign of your own peace. Walk in this truth. Live this freedom. Now,